What's up guys? If you are watching this video, this means you want to work on your mobility and your ability to do a dragon squat. But if you're a person who works a corporate job and was once an athlete and wants to get back in shape, or even better, click the link in the description and let's get started on your transformation. But without further ado, let's get into the video. What's up guys? We're back with another video. Today I'm going to show you how to do a dragon squat. It's been getting very popular. It's been trending a lot more recently. And I'm going to show you how I taught myself how to do it and some little hidden tricks that I learned on the way and some things to avoid, some mistakes to avoid at least. But see you guys at the gym. Okay, we made it to the gym. If you don't know how to do a pistol squat, learn how to do that first before trying out the dragon squat. But you know, first things first, warm up your hips, quads, hamstrings, everything, your ankles. So I'm going to walk you through that. First thing I like to do, just a deep prayer squat. I like to stretch out my groin. When you're going down to the pistol squat, it gets so tight, so be sure to really warm up and don't try to skip steps. Stretch out your hamstrings, do some toe touches, stretch out the glutes. Some people think they're too weak to do a dragon squat, but if you can do at least 5 pistol squats and you can do a glute stretch, you can probably do a dragon squat, so keep that in mind. Some Cossacks. Some lunges, standing lunge stretch. Before I start doing dragon squats, I always really stretch out my groin and hip, because it gets so tight on the negative. Stretch out your quads. Just as a bonus, you can stretch out your lower back as well. Now that we're all warmed up, we can start activating our muscles. So the first workout we're going to do, it's actually the entry of the dragon squat. We call it a skater squat. Okay. So what you're going to do is you're going to have one leg in front, and then you're going to lift up your back leg. My goal is to get my knee as close as I can to my calf or my heel while keeping it floating. Okay. So one leg in front, lift up and point my toe. I'm squatting down, I'm keeping my balance, going back up. Okay, we'll do those for a couple reps on each side. Try to really focus on the balance. It's not about how many reps you get, it's about the quality of the reps. Okay, focusing on the balance. Boom. You should feel huge activation on your quads and your glute. Notice how I'm keeping the middle of my chest aligned with my knee that's posted. I'm not swerving off to one side. I'm keeping everything center and in a straight line. Boom. Focus on the balance. Slow. Back up. Now that we got the entry of the dragon squat, the skater squat, we can move on to the dragon step down. Okay. So you're gonna find a block around this high, maybe just below your hip. So what we're gonna do is we can start on top first. I'm gonna plant one foot on the edge, and then your other foot is gonna stay floating. So you can keep it straight here. You can make a circle around, and then slowly go to a negative until this floating leg touches the ground. So our goal is to, again, go as slow as we can. It's not about how many reps you can do. It's about the quality of the rep. So I'm gonna go down, really focusing on the form. I'm not trying to go too far out. Again, my goal is to keep my chest over this planted knee. Have my arms wide open for balance. And then I touch. And we're gonna do the other side, get that down for a couple of reps. Once you got the form down, the goal is to keep the quality of the rep, but go a little faster without touching the ground and back up. Boom. Balance, back up. Boom. once we got that unlocked, our goal is to focus on the balance, which is the hardest part when you get down here, okay? So what we're gonna do is we're gonna get into the peak of the dragon squat, and we're just gonna try to balance here. I'm just holding up my leg for now, and I'm kind of wedging my arm to balance. I'm keeping my body tight. A common mistake that people do is when they go into a dragon squat, they're like really far away, and then they lose balance and lay down. So our goal is to be super tight right here, and we can just hold and stretch. The next drill is the last part of the dragon squat, and this is just to activate more of our hips and the motion when you're at the full negative, okay? So you're gonna place both feet in front of you. You're gonna bring one over the other, around the knee, but just a little bit higher. We're gonna lean to one side. You can have both hands to post on the side, but I just like keeping it forward here. And I'm just gonna lift, and I'm gonna pretend there's a little item above that I have to dodge, or you can literally set like a water bottle or a small item right in front of you. You're gonna go over, back and forth like this. Just as a warm-up, it helps a lot with controlling your foot for the elevation instead of dragging it when you go down. Okay, so I'm just going over, boom, pointing my toe, keeping it slow, nice and controlled, while keeping this foot planted. I'm not trying to lift the whole time, okay? So if it's lifting, bring it even closer, and you can even hold it with your other hand. One thing I forgot to point out is that the dragon squat is such a weird movement if you think about it. Such a weird movement with your leg over the other, and you're trying to balance and everything like that. But anyways, practice stretching in those weird positions. So that means just going over one leg here. Maybe you can stretch down here, loosen up your hip. You can get your foot planted on the surface over here. Practice stretching like this. Get loose in every position. Like, it doesn't have to be, you don't have to only stretch in those certain fixed positions. You can focus in all these weird positions, okay? You're gonna go down here, stretch here, boom. You can start moving, start combining like combos of these movements. Weave through, stretch. Those will help a lot. Okay, now that we got that down, we can focus on practicing on the flat ground, okay? So we're gonna practice going on our hands, doing the same thing, back down. A common mistake that people do is they lift their heel on the way down. If you lift your heel, you have to go back and really focus on your ankle mobility so you can keep your foot planted the whole time, okay? You might lose balance, start to wiggle your ankle and potentially injure yourself. Another thing is, if you're having a hard time pushing back up and you get stuck there and your technique is right and you're flexible enough, then you have to focus on building the strength for performing single leg movements. So that means doing some weighted skater squats, pistol squats, dragon step downs, and then try again once you build that strength up, okay? The goal is to just remove your hands slow, more and more slow. So maybe you start off with 2 hands, and then the next rep you practice with 1 hand, just as a support to balance. And then you practice with no hands, but you're just over the knee still. And then you eventually get to practicing on the full dragon squat, which is shoulder to ground and then back up. Something I learned on my own that helped a lot with my dragon squats is having a slight degree or a slight rotation inward. I always thought your foot needs to be straight, but when I noticed my foot going slightly inward, it made my hip a lot more mobile. Try experimenting by rotating your heel and pointing your toes a different direction, because that could help with your hip mobility a lot. But this is how you do a dragon squat. Be sure to really warm up before you do the dragon squat, because you could potentially injure your hips, your groin, your legs, and everything else like that. Please activate them, whether it's taught you how to do a dragon squat or it's your first time trying. Please be strict activating and stretching your muscles. You don't want to get hurt doing this movement. I've done it before cold, and I've strained muscles before, so just just from my past experiences, just trying to help. I hope this video helped you perform your first dragon squat and eventually start repping them. Let me know what you guys think. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.